If you or any of your team are caught or killed, the secretary will disavow any knowledge of your actions. The president has invoked ghost protocol.
Very, very nice, very nice. Rabbi, you had just recently seen Mission Impossible 4 Ghost Protocol
Yeah.
for the first time. I want to know what your first impressions were.
Oh, look, the Tom Cruise has got it down. This is, this was, it was true to itself. As I mentioned last time when we were talking about the Mission Impossible movies, it's a little more like James Bond than the original idea of the Mission Impossible TV series, which I thought was a little more subtle. This is more about the action sequences, which are excellent. I mean, I'm not, saying that these are no good. I mean, the movie is a good movie. It's true to itself. I loved
Which part?
the Brad Bird's direction. He's out of Pixar. He wrote and directed The Incredibles.
Right, I know for those animated things.
Right.
This was his first live action.
Yeah, and he really transferred, transferred those ideas really well. To me, because I knew it was Brad Bird directing, I was looking for the comparison to make between The Incredibles, which was an action movie, right, more than many of the other Pixar.
Which action parts of the movie did you like outside of the middle set piece of going against the building? What other action did you like in it?
The sequence really right at the beginning with this prison escape.
The prison escape, yeah.
Just the way, and again, all done with a little twinkle, a little nod to the humor in it. I love that he played, especially with Simon Pegg,
right?
And he's telling him unlock the door, right? And so it was all set up. Look, the setup was really well done, and also I like that they actually returned to the idea of the original TV series, where at the end of the movie,
that's the last
and also the first movie they did this.
Yeah.
He's getting another mission.
Right at the very end. That last
at the very
scene,
end,
and the syndicate has
control of the drones. Right. So all of this, makes for a very entertaining time. I really enjoyed watching the movie.
What now compared to the third part, I consider of all the Mission Impossible movies that he did, 1 through 8, I consider 4 the lightest, the most lightest in the tone. It's not too serious.
Yeah, it doesn't take it itself seriously. Right.
And now compared to the previous movies you saw so far in the series, how did you feel about the whole team aspect?
The fact that they brought, what was the actor's name? Brandt.
Brandt is played by Jeremy Renner.
Right. I thought that bringing him in, at first, I always have my suspicions. I thought that, okay, this is going to be the guy that infiltrates. It's really not with the team. And that was my original thought when we saw him. But I was fooled, of course, because he's not. He's really becomes a dedicated member of the team. And then toward the end of the movie when they're sitting after, quote, mission accomplished, right? And I love that he said that.
Right.
It's so cool.
Now, speaking of his character, towards the end when they're trying to figure out in the third act how to solve the things going to California and stuff, they have him go in Jeremy Renner go into a tight spot, a tight thing where he has to go down that thing. It was supposed to be an homage to Tom doing that in the first movie.
In the first movie, right? Yeah, you picked up on all of those little Easter eggs.
Yeah,
those are really cool things, and I love that. I love that in movies where a little, a hidden, not so hidden Easter egg. That they have something that's an homage to another movie, to another genre. So yeah, it is, as I said, very entertaining. Michael Giacchino doing the music. One of my becoming one of my favorite composers for movies. He did the Star Trek series, the reboot, and Lost. He did the music for Lost.
Oh, that kind of music stuff? Nice.
So, yeah, a lot of stuff. So, and I noticed also that this movie was produced by Skydance.
Oh, yeah, Skydance.
Which,
and it kept being Skydance, yeah.
Right. So, Michael Giacchino was very, involved with that production company as well. So, the music was terrific. I thought the characters were well developed, and you really were able to see inside some of the characters.
I want to talk to you more about the character aspect in a sec, but first I just want to say, when it first came out, it was released in December of 2011.
Right.
When my dad was still healthy, he was nice enough to take me to the Franklin Institute. The Franklin Institute is the only place in our area that has a real legitimate real IMAX, not a fake one.
Right.
So I saw when he was on the wall, when he was on the building like that,
yes.
in the IMAX way, the IMAX on the wall was incredible, how in the real IMAX to see when he does that wall thing. But again, as far as the stunt and action is concerned, for me, that middle piece of the wall,
right.
on the wall, that was the best of the action and the story to me. To me, I was kind of bored, honestly, before and after the wall, particularly the third act. I thought the third act could have been better, and the beginning stuff also, before the middle when he gets, I was kind of like, to me, of all the movies, right. I like the stuff on the wall, but on the building, but everything before and after that, I was like, okay, not so much. And right. So that's what I want to mention about all that. Also, about the characters. Did you notice who the female assassin was that killed that male agent at the beginning of the movie?
Was that Lea Seydoux?
Yes, there you go.
Recognized from the Bond movies.
Right. So she was, both.
And without being creepy, she's a hottie.
Oh, yeah, without being...
She's gorgeous, So how can you not recognize that?
So, and then the agent on Ethan's side,
right.
She got to fight her
right.
towards the end.
Right. Yeah. So... Yeah, and there was obviously there was a relationship between what's her name, Carter?
Yes.
Agent Carter.
Yes.
And the one, I can't remember his name, the one who the assassin killed.
Yes, right.
Yeah, okay. So obviously there was a relationship there. So you knew that there was going to be that head to head very quickly.
Right.
So again, I think that again, let's talk about the technical aspects of the movie. The direction. I think Brad Bird did a really credible job, an excellent job in terms of bringing out the best. Now, where you were bored, that's where I was interested.
That's
because
okay.
I love character development. And I love the interaction and how the team developed and came together.
I did like some of what you're mentioning. I like some of the character development in parts. The character development parts, but just like in the non-character parts of the beginning and the end is where is the parts we're on board, not necessarily the character parts. But it depends on which part we're looking at.
And you're right. There was one or two places where the story did bog down, but I think that was more about the writing of the story, not the direction of the acting.
Absolutely, sure.
So there's some places where maybe in editing they could have done something differently, but so in terms of the technical aspects, I thought that the background, the characters in the background. I thought the Russian agent that was chasing after Ethan. Right. At the end, I love where he's just crashed the car. He's boarded the missile. And that conversation where Ethan is barely able to move or talk, and he's going, yes, so we're friends, yes,
we're friends,
yes. Right. I thought again, that something little like that I appreciate.
That I appreciate also. I did appreciate that part also. Yeah. Speaking of that character following him around all the time, when Ethan was escaping the hospital like that, I like how he used it like like the glider thing to get onto that transport to get away.
Oh, you mean the wire?
The wire thing, yeah. That I liked, and I also want to mention at this point, the boss of the IMF this time, Tom Wilkinson. It's a blink or you miss it scene where you know what happens with him in there.
Right.
You blink it with him. I believe he passed away. And then the main Russian guy that was orchestrating the whole thing, whatever his name was, who was also in the first John Wick. He had also passed away.
Right.
So both of those gentlemen passed away. And then one more thing I want to mention before I get more about what you want to say about the movie is throughout the whole movie until like towards the very end, I'm like, okay, here's a new team member. Here's a new team member that they showed just for this fourth movie. But I'm like, wait, where's Luther? Where's Luther at? And it's not you blink and you miss at the end. It's like, wait, oh man, they're gonna get him in more. But yeah.
Well, I think that has to do more with
that had something to do with
contract.
The contract situation.
Yeah. Not whether they want to. So, but it's good that Ving Rhames. I love.
He's
him.
At least at the end for a little tiny bit.
A little bit. Again, comment about Tom Wilkinson. Also, very varied actor. He can do anything. He played Thomas Jefferson in the John Adams series. He played the the head of the mob in the first Batman reboot.
Oh, that's what I know him from. Batman Begins. Yeah.
Right. So Batman Begins. So so again, he can do anything. He was really a great loss to the acting world.
Absolutely. I want to mention something again. I want to mention to you also something again about Jeremy Renner.
Yes.
He's in this fourth movie.
Yes.
And he's in the next one, the fifth movie.
Yes.
But I thought if they really meant for the final reckoning to be the last movie in the series, I hope there's more. But if that is the last one,
yes.
I do think it was a missed opportunity that Jeremy Renner wasn't brought back for the eighth movie.
Oh, I haven't seen.
We're going to get to it later.
Yeah, we'll get to it another time. But yeah, so it's. Again, overall, 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Because look, I don't analyze. I mean, I do in a little way. I analyze movies compared to others, but in its own, if you look at it, again, the acting, true to the series, true to the characters that they are portraying. The action is top rate. And the story, it's a good story, and again, the music, very important to me.
The music part of it, you like how music was.
Yeah, score, a film score.
Now the 4 out of 5, is that like a B+ or an A-? A-?
Yeah,
so there's nothing,
or a solid B if you want.
Okay, so this movie's been out a while. It's been out since 2011.
Yeah.
I'm assuming anybody that's watched this, is watching this, has already seen it already. So let's talk about one thing towards the end, when Jeremy Renner's character Brent wasn't sure what was going on with Ethan and his wife's situation.
Yeah.
So how about that blink or you miss it cameo of.
Oh yeah.
Of his wife in the last movie.
Right, which wasn't the same wife.
No, it was the same one. She came back in the cameo when she was when they were out in California.
It didn't look like her. I thought it was a different actress.
No, it was the same actress.
Really?
She looked a little bit different, but it was the same
she looked
actress.
different.
It was the same actress.
Really?
That was the wife from the third movie.
I missed that.
She may have looked a little different.
Yeah.
Like on
I
parts,
thought they
it was her.
another.
No, it was absolutely her.
Okay, I believe you. I just didn't look like it.
I know, it looked a bit different.
I thought again,
that
and the fact that. This is a line from another movie which I can't recall off the top of my head, but where Ethan says to Brant, "She's not yours to protect." Oh, I remember from what movie?
Oh, which movie?
The Mask of Zorro.
Oh.
Where Diego says she was never yours to protect.
Oh, what year? Which version of this?
That was it was the first, The Mask of Zorro with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, the one with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah.
And what was the line again?
The line is, "She was never yours to protect."
Right. Okay.
And so Ethan basically says, "It's not your job to protect her; it's mine."
Oh, nice.
Nice. So that I think and I think honestly that resonates with me as a husband.
Right, exactly.
I would never ask someone else to protect my wife.
Right, exactly.
It's my job.
Absolutely.
Not that she needs protecting. I need more protecting than she does.
Right, exactly. So now, what did you think as far as, did you happen to enjoy this one about the same or more than the third movie? About the same or more so? So
I like this, again, probably because...
Oh, you said Brad Bird's direction.
Yeah, probably because of the overall, even though I think I gave the third one a higher rating. I think I gave it a 4.5. I actually enjoyed this one more. Again, for all the reasons I mentioned already. The character development, there wasn't as much as many action sequences in this as the other one, and it was about the team development It was the story that drove it, and I like the music better in this one. So
the music. Yeah. You mentioned also how, at least with what you've seen so much far with this series, you're saying it's a bit too close to being James Bond like, right? And not, does that bother you that it's too James Bond like, and not like more to the TV show, or?
Well, yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't have mentioned it. So
okay,
yeah, it bothers me a little bit. It's not a deal breaker.
It's
just that when you go to see Bond, you know what to expect. You know the whole format, the whole the arc of the movie. You know exactly what's going to happen. Not exactly, but you know what it's about. And what I expect from, again, it's my expectation that the Mission Impossible series was always a little more subtle. It wasn't so much. I mean, yeah, there were.
No. Now, since you said you like Simon Pegg as an actor, how did you see his progression from how he's introduced in the third movie to doing more now in this fourth movie?
It's so much of him, of Simon Pegg in the character. And I just enjoy his performances.
Right.
The first time I saw him was in, and again I can't remember the name of the zombie movie.
One of their zombie movies.
Whichever, which he wrote, by the way. And then seeing him as Scotty in the Star Trek reboot,
all that kind of stuff.
And then in the Force Awakens, where you don't know it's him. He's in costume, but you know it's him. It's great.
Right. Even speaking of the costumes, real quick about that, in Force Awakens, even though some people may not know, in the one Stormtrooper it was Daniel Craig. You hear the voice, it's like, hey, that sounds like the voice of Daniel Craig. Right. So I can't wait for you to see the rest of the series soon. In time, after the holidays are over, because the Jewish holidays, because Simon Pegg in each movie after the third, he gets more and more and more to do in each of the movies.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, he becomes, I'm hoping that he'll be in more. So
like I said, this is like the lightest, not as serious of all the ones they've done.
And probably why I liked it.
That's probably why.
Yeah, and it was very entertaining. It's one that I would actually watch again. One I would watch again. This one I would watch again.
Wait, which one would you watch again? This
Number one.
Oh, 1 and 4.
1 and 4 I would watch again. I may go back to 3.
Three has its things.
Oh yeah, I love Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
So
well, a lot of people still say that Philip Seymour Hoffman is, as far as the villains of all the series, the number one best villain in the series.
Well, first off, the consummate actor.
Yes.
He could do everything. Also, he's one of those actors. He could do a priest.
In one of the Priest movie. Yeah.
Right. He could do. The goofy, I can't remember the name of his character in Twister.
Twister.
Yeah, Dusty.
Well, I'm really glad that you enjoyed Ghost Protocol.
I did. It's one I would watch again. So,
final thoughts and opinions on Ghost Protocol.
It was interesting that the term for total disavowalment of was called Ghost Protocol.
That's the reason why.
The Ghost Protocol. That was really something. For me, it was just, okay, now I get it. Why is it called Ghost Protocol? That was.
Explain how that's explained.
Again, I love the cameos that various actors play. I love.
Which cameos did you mean? Which ones?
Well, Tom Wilkinson.
The cameo.
Yeah, he's in for 30
He's the boss for a few seconds.
For 45 seconds, he's in the movie. Anyway, so when again, for all of you out there, I guess if you've been watching all of these conversations that I've had with Ben, you know that I look for the overall feel of a movie, even though I discuss the technical aspects, the acting, the character development, the story, the music. For me, it's the overall feel. How do I feel after I've watched the movie?
The feeling, exactly. One more thing I want to mention about the technical aspect, the glove not working.
So, again, so I hope if you haven't seen it, I invite you to enjoy this movie.
Ghost Protocol.
And if you've seen it, go see it again. It's fun. And again, it's been a joy to do this with Ben. We will be away for a little while because of all the Jewish holidays that are coming up. So we'll probably see you again back sometime the middle of October.
Somewhere around the middle of October.
All right. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. We'll see you at the movies. Everybody dance and have a good time. This is friend and co-host Rabbi and Millennial Man Motions Entertainment, LLC, signing out till sometime in October.